someone get on and see if we're started. Hi, welcome to Pathfinder 2E. Yes, we are 10 minutes late. Don't ask. And we don't remember anything. So what happened last time? Last time, we had a group of intrepid adventurers dive deep into the the basement of the fishery, and you went through the first floor, which was not so bad, and then you got to the second floor, and there is some mystical orbs that you didn't touch, but could have probably wouldn't have killed you. But one of which exploded into a giant fire rat, so that was fun. And then you walked into this room with a trapped fountain, and also almost. Well, no, you didn't die there. You did use the fountain to your advantage and had it kill some of the kobolds in the adjacent room. Then you went back through a stinky, disgusting tunnel, in which one of our lovely players, Kyra. Well, not no, but Kyra did complain a lot about getting her boots very, very dirty, and you did kill. Did you kill those 3 things? 2 things? No, no, no. The stinky guys. I think you did. That were fighting over the fish. Oh, poop. Unmute your friends. That's a good thing.
There you go.
So, but yeah, you guys fought some things. Then you made your way into another room where there is a very lovely trap master kobold lady on a nice throne, who tried to push you guys in a hole, but you guys very quickly overcame her and found a baby dragon and lost one of your companions to the dragon. Also, I don't think my mic's plugged in. Do I know how to stream at all? Is this a thing?
It does sound very, very muted on
Here we go.
on this stream, yeah.
Is this better? Test, test. Check, check. Is it better now? All right.
I don't know. It has to update.
I think it's better.
Okay,
It sounds
cool.
louder now.
All right, perfect. Jeez. Streaming's hard, guys, okay? Anyway, then you guys dragged his dead body to the surface, and you ended in the fishery where you started your adventure. And we kind of left off with a crazy-looking tiefling lady who dragged, I think it was Kyra, maybe dragged you outside and pointed into the distance and said that she saw some sort of strange glowing light up here. And I think that's where we left off. So, anything anybody else wants to add? Because I know I missed a million things, but...
Don't even remember being shown the light.
I don't remember that last part. I just
remember my
remember we went out of the dungeon and that's it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's where we stopped. And I think I rushed through it. So we can pick up with you guys coming back out of the dungeon, which would be the fishery. We could pull up a little map here so you guys know where you are. I don't think I even have music set up right now. Oh, it's playing.
I get
Look
your
at
music.
that. Ah, perfect.
I hear
So
music.
great. This is the Abomination Vaults module, so they include a lot of stuff for you, so you don't even have to think about it. But yeah, so you guys are down here at the fishery.
Next
when
to Fisher Street.
yes, aptly named. So you guys come out dragging your poor friend Mary out of the basement, and you run into Tamily, the fishery owner. She is in the middle, actually, of hosting what looks to be some sort of game night. You do notice that there's a lot of different people in here, but they all seem to be sailors or fishermen of some sort. And they're all just playing games. There is also no ale. You don't see even a little bit. Instead, you see mugs of, based on the smell, coffee. And Tamily looks at you guys, looks at your friend, and quickly ushers somebody from one of the tables nearby over to take a look at poor Mary, which they very quickly confirm is no longer with us. And she looks to you guys and asks, "What happened? Did you find the cause of the missing fish? What happened to Mary?"
Missing fish.
Yes,
No,
that's why you
we
were down
went
there.
we went there trying to investigate a mystery, but what we found was a very big creature. We lost one of our friends to it.
It wasn't necessarily just a mystery. We were going down there looking into the fish, which I believe we solved that problem for the most part. If my memory serves, it's fading these days. It was kobolds, or
Mhm.
right? Was it
Yes.
kobolds?
Yes.
Yeah. There was like some kobolds down there, and we took care of them. Don't have to worry about the kobolds one bit. There may or may not also be a dragon down there, but I'm sure that that's not a problem.
A dragon? And she like
This is
cuts you
just-
off. Excuse
like
me?
A small one?
It's a
small
baby
one?
dragon. We
Yeah,
couldn't bring ourselves to hurt the little darling.
Also, we needed to leave. Not only
When
was it disgusting, we were dying.
Yeah, when I say we couldn't bring ourselves to hurt the darling, I don't mean morally speaking.
Yeah, very good point. Good point. I'm also in a shock a little I find my memory. It's just, I feel like I'm blocking out most
It
of
was
it. but
very traumatic.
It was very traumatic.
She
Look at
just
my boots.
she just like her jaw drops and she looks towards some of the people around the tavern. The whole tavern, or well, it's not really a tavern. It's a fishery, but they've kind of made their own makeshift like cafe, gaming cafe, if you will, as they're playing dice and other kinds of games at these tables. But the whole room is quiet when they hear the word dragon. Everybody immediately starts shushing each other and is listening intently to what you're saying. And Tamily looks around and then looks back at you and she goes, "You're not joking, are you?"
I wish we were.
Do we look like we're in a joking mood? Our friend is dead.
She just kind of takes a step back and she actually I don't know if I even mentioned this before, but she has one peg leg and you hear it clang on the floor as she like almost falls back into an empty seat. And she goes, we're going to have to call the guard. And she just starts rambling off all of these things. She starts motioning to some of the fishermen to go downstairs and block the hole and try to prevent anything else from coming up there. But she looks at you guys and she says, I think you've done the best that you can. It's clear you guys need some rest. She hands you a pouch. I don't remember how much gold you were supposed to get from this. I don't remember.
I believe you had promised us 200 each.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds
Sure.
great.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I don't think
I
so.
think
How
it.
much?
I think
I'm in
it's.
shock. I have no idea. I can't remember.
Out of character, I have no clue.
I think it was like 200 total. But I will have to look it up. But for the purposes of this, we'll go with 200 and move on. So she hands you a pouch of gold, and she says, "This will also. I'm sure this will help you find a room for the night, gather yourselves, and I can take care of Mary." And she has a couple of the fishermen. They're already they've draped something over the body, over the corpse, and are kind of preparing to carry it out as soon as she gives word.
As they're going by, I lay my hand on him and I say, "May Sarenrae guide you to the light."
And you hear a couple other fishermen just mutter quick amens as well, just "May Sarenrae guide you," and do some hand motions that are not entirely traditional to Sarenrae, but you're it's close enough. The meaning will come across. And then they take the body away. Okay. As the body, you guys kind of watch as Mary is taken out of the room, and as Mary's taken out of the front doors of the fishery, they slam open, almost like a gust of wind has blown in, and you see a tiefling. She is, let me pull up my thing. So she has these curling horns that kind of go up and back and then back up. She has this long, flowing white hair that goes way past her waist, and she's rather thin. But the biggest thing you notice about her is that she has pupilless eyes. They're just completely white. And yet you can tell that she's almost scanning the room until she sees your group. And then she stops and she rushes straight over. And she says, I wrote it down right here. She says, "I've read the stars. The fish, a cluster among the constellations. It fluttered, and it doesn't usually flutter. And that's when I knew that I would find you here." And she grabs Kyra. You're the closest one to the door, since you were the one kind of giving the final farewell to Mary. She grabs your hand and just starts pulling you to the door. Do you go with her?
I think I'm still in a little bit of shock, and so I'm a little off balance, and so yes, I follow her out.
Okay. Well, she takes you through the front doors, not looking to see if anybody else is following. She pulls you onto the docks and then points to the north, and she says, "There, we must stop it." And she points, and at first it's kind of just now becoming dark, right? It's not, the sun's not up, but it's not completely down yet. It's got that little bit of pink still on the horizon. And you have to kind of squint, and you're looking, and she said, and you're taking a little bit too long for her. And she says, "There, child, there." And she kind of directs your gaze to a line, almost a bright light going straight up into the sky. And she says, that is a bad omen, and we must stop it. And I think you and your friends," and she looks behind. Did anybody else follow Kyra?
Yeah.
Everyone would have followed.
Okay. She looks back at you guys. And again, you see her pupilless eyes. So you're not even sure which of you she's looking at, per se. But you all feel her scrutiny. And then she looks back at the light. Her hand is still outstretched towards it. And she says, "We have to stop it. You must go investigate the Gauntlight."
The Godlight?
Does
Gaunt.
anybody else know what she's talking about?
No. I mean,
I'm confused and I like it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm always confused, but
I mean.
oh hey, you know, I just scrolled way up on the map and there's a Gauntlight keep way up here at the top.
Yeah.
Wait. I mean,
Ain't no
What-
way
what do you
Ezrin with
think-
his old eyes seeing it from this town though.
I know. Well, we've already stopped the fish from being stolen. I guess.
So
Guess we can go look at the light.
as you're trying to figure this out, Kyra, you guys hear a thud, thud, thud as like something hits like wood on wood as Tamily comes up the pier behind you and she says, "Rin, must we do this right now? They just returned. We've got some horrible news about what's under the city, and I think at the very least you can do is wait until morning. And whatever it is that you're prophesizing now, wait at least until morning." And Rin finally drops her arm and looks at everybody. And just goes, I suppose. Well, meet me in the morning. I have a friend who might be able to assist you as well, seeing as and she kind of motions to the trail of the two fishermen taking Mary away, since you have one less in your group. Tomorrow. And she just walks away. Doesn't wait for a goodbye. Doesn't wait.
Okay.
Just keeps going.
But I suppose we go get some rest.
Yeah, let's. Tamily, is she like crazy, or is she like reliable, crazy? Can we trust her?
You see Tamily kind of like let out a really big sigh and she goes, "Well, she's been here for quite a while. I would say she's just a little, eclectic. She collects a lot of things and, she's definitely crazy." And she kind of
Aren't we all?
hesitates. Yes.
All the best people I know are just a little bit off, you know?
Yes.
Okay,
She's
none of that sounded like bad crazy. So
No, she's she means well at the very least.
fair enough. Well, to the tavern then.
Wahoo.
So you have options. So I don't remember said options at this particular moment. Hold on. I don't remember
I
the
thought we
names.
were going to sleep. You want to go to the tavern, or is there an inn in the
Oh
tavern?
yeah, like the inn.
I'm gonna need a few drinks before bedtime. All right. I just watched somebody get killed by a baby dragon.
Yep, we should have a drink for him.
And raise a glass, and then also a bath.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes, I imagine we probably smell bad.
Mm.
I mean,
rather have the bed first.
I wasn't going to say anything. That's from Tamily. But a bath would probably be a good idea. But you're probably looking for either well, I guess you could stay here at the fishery. I mean, we don't have much, but I could offer you a room. Or you could go to where is it? It's the, I think it's Crook's something. Yeah, Crook's Nook. That has pretty decent lodging for a moderate price, and would probably be more accommodating than our hammocks here at the fishery, and that would be here. I
Not too
think
far.
yes, and then there is also the Rowdy Rockfish, which is here. So that one's not as far either. I
Sandy
think
Street. Okay.
that one is just a little bit more, little more posh. Not like the fanciest establishment, but
Where is the other one? The second one, sorry?
the second one is here on Sandy Street.
And where are we?
You are here at the fishery.
Well, if we go to the Sandy Street, I'd like to go right into the little beach here quick first to, like, clean myself.
Sure. That's pretty easy to do.
I couldn't help but notice, but a moment ago, that there were mugs, but no alcohol in them. Is this like a dry town, or just that gaming area? It's lame.
Just the fishery. I'm a recovering alcoholic of sorts, and I've been free and clean for about 5 years, so I would like to keep it that way. And many of the people in the fishery have come to love my coffee anyway, so.
I totally understand. Just after the day we've had, I just wanted to know what we were getting into, I suppose.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can definitely find stuff at Crook's Nook and the Rowdy Rockfish for sure that might provide a little bit more relaxation than coffee would, but just not here.
Perfect.
Yes, I think I would prefer an ale or two and a bath and a bed.
Yes, I'm thinking. The Crook's Nook sounds more appealing to me. I'm in my older age. I'm not as rowdy as I once was.
But I think the Rowdy, if I'm not mistaken, the Rowdy Rockfish is nicer.
It is. Let's make some rolls. Let's see what you know. Let me look at some things. I don't have anybody's sheets, so I don't remember what kind of checks we can do. Hold on. Where are we? Here we go. I wanted to say like a history or something, but maybe a society roll if you would like.
Yeah, sure.
See how much you know about this town. I mean, you guys did. There was a point in time when you guys left and were walking around a bit, so you probably at least know a little bit about town. But if one of you would like to. Sure. So,
Is that 21 good?
yeah, that's perfect. You have a +8, Jesus. So from just from what you know, walking around and exploring town while you were here helping at the fishery, in between levels there when you left for a brief respite, you did come to realize that the Rowdy Rockfish, even though it is called the Rowdy Rockfish, is actually one of the quieter and more quaint taverns and inns in the area. The Crook's Nook is going to be more rowdy, a little bit more, well, let's just say where maybe more of the ne'er-do-wells dwell and hang out than, say, the Rowdy Rockfish.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I guess the Rowdy Rockfish sounds like the place to be.
All
To the
right.
double R then.
To the double R.
So you wait for your good friend Valeros to come back from the sea. He's washed off.
We can meet him over there. I think he's going to swim across this little channel, which surely is not quickly moving water, right?
No. No, it's not. If is it Valeros, right? Valeros, if you're going
Yep,
to
yep.
swim, I'm probably gonna need you to just make a general, like an athletics check or something. Just
Well,
to.
There's an actual
Wait.
swim check.
Is there a swim check?
Yeah, there is.
It's on that sheet you shared earlier.
Am I actually swimming, Tom?
Well, if you choose to swim across the channel, yes.
I rather just clean a bit and start walking so I can dry a little bit
Gotcha.
while I walk, kind of thing.
That works.
I don't want to go to the tavern entirely soaked.
Sure. I say you can do that pretty easily without, drenching yourself and without having to make any checks for walking. Unless,
Congratulations, your character is capable of bathing.
yes, congratulations.
Very nice.
So yeah, you guys, it doesn't take you long to cross over the river and through the woods to Rockwell the Rowdy Rockfish. Wow, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. You guys enter and it's a 2-story building that you come up upon, and it has this sign depicting, surprisingly, a rockfish, which has its 2 fins up in like a boxing pose. And the 2-story structure is wooden. But as you enter the inside, the outside, it's not in poor shape or anything. It's pretty nice, but not the most fantastic. But as you walk inside, you realize that most of the time and effort and money of this place has gone to creating a very quiet and calm interior. Everything is decorated and placed just so. You would almost be surprised. In fact, you are a little bit surprised that there isn't just someone, playing a harp in the corner. That kind of atmosphere is definitely what the proprietor is going for. But nevertheless, you walk in. You see a lot of the other patrons are not the most well-dressed, but definitely upper middle class citizens of the area. Everyone kind of talking in hushed voices. And you see a matronly looking dwarf who is like standing at like a kiosk of sorts, a little desk where she quickly waves you over. How can I help you guys today?
I guess we could get some drinks, please.
And some rooms and some baths.
And she kind of looks at your boots, Kyra, and goes, yes, baths would be lovely, wouldn't they? And I don't have pricing for her place. Let's see if it says on here. If not, we will make it up. How long do you guys intend to stay?
I think just the night. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just the night would be fine.
Okay. Well, do you want 3 rooms, 3 separate rooms, or would you like? All right, I would say probably about 5 silver each with the bath and the food and drink.
I think I could handle. Yep, that works for me.
That sounds wonderful.
Perfect. And then she waves to another person. It looks like a waitress of sorts, and she starts ushering you up towards the room. But I would like anybody who would like to, somebody make just a general perception roll as you're talking to this dwarven lady.
Perception.
Yeah.
I was going to, but it won't roll for me. Hold on.
I found it so I could.
Yeah, go ahead,
If
do.
somebody else isn't already there.
Mine's just not responding. Go ahead and do for us. I'm more concerned about my boots anyways, to be honest.
Oh, I'm not sure mine's responding either.
Nope. It worked for me.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
All right.
Just the one, or
If you would like to try, you can too. I'll let you have an attempt.
there you go.
Okay. Esvin, you don't notice anything. You do smell some delicious food, and maybe that distracts you a little bit. But Kyra and Valeros, you do notice that the hostess, she has, while she has put on a very friendly, calm demeanor, you can actually see that if you look closely enough, her eyes are like a little swollen, a little puffy. Like perhaps she has
Like she was crying.
Yes, like perhaps she's been upset recently.
Excuse me, you don't look so well. Has anything happened lately?
She just at first she looks you up and down, and at least you've cleaned yourself off a little bit. But with seawater, so how well is that? We'll see. But she looks to you, and then she looks to your companions, and she says, "Well, you guys do look like the type who might be able to assist me. It's wait a second. It's my son, Lazda. He's the actual proprietor of this inn. I'm just taking over for him. But he's disappeared without a trace, and I've been told that the guard have given up on finding him." And you can tell she's holding back tears.
Where did he disappear?
Well, that's the thing. A few locals saw him walking out of town with a hooded stranger carrying a lantern. But at this point, it's been almost a year.
Whoa.
And we haven't found much more trace, and I was just informed that they're giving up on the search. And I'm sure he's gone for good. And you see, like, she's holding back tears. She wants to cry about it, but she's definitely also kind of come to terms with it to an extent. Like, she's not fighting the guard to keep looking. She's just accepted that this is it.
And do you have any other clues? Did anyone find anything at all? Like, I'm sorry to hear that, but a year is quite a long time.
I mean, I've heard stories that there have been things in the woods, but that's about all I can share. Again, all I know is he walked off with a stranger, and nobody remembers seeing the stranger or talking to him, at least, just that he was some stranger carrying a lantern, and my son was following him.
Which direction did he go?
North.
Which direction?
North, towards the woods.
You guys were going north.
And they left town, I assume.
Yes.
Do you happen to know if he had a lover or something that didn't want to tell you?
And she shakes her head. No, then nothing of the sort. I mean, I think he would have told us, but I mean, we also know most people in town. She just shakes her head. I don't believe anything like that occurred. And I don't believe, well, I guess it's hard to tell, but I don't know that that person was female either. The stranger.
Oh.
Well, it's I mean, it's a modern world. But
That's true.
Well,
Nice save.
you guys, we're going north anyways. If you describe Lazda, we can keep an eye out for him for you.
Yes, and she starts to describe him. In particular, you take note that he has a red beard. She's a dwarf, so you assume of a similar stature, and she does say he's about her height, red hair, describes some dark eyes, and just his general beard or build, but the beard stands out the most, and most people have actually recognized him just based on the bright red beard that he had.
All right. Well, I mean, you guys, we're going north anyways, and we can definitely keep an eye out for a dwarf and a person with a lantern, and we can do that for you. We can, and I reach over and I reach down and like give her like a little like half hug, not wanting to overstep, but wanting to comfort, I suppose. A little squeeze.
And she accepts it. It's a little bit hesitant at first, but then she realizes,
I smell. I'm so sorry.
But she pats you on the back, and you can kind of feel her like let go a big sigh, and then just says thank you. And sorry, I got distracted with chat.
We'll keep our eyes out.
Thank you. Anyway, to your rooms. And she motions for the waitress to escort you up and bring you food. Yes? Were you going to say something?
I was just say, are dwarves uncommon here?
I don't think so.
I only ask because perhaps we maybe should have gotten more of a description. Did we get a name?
You did. Lazda.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Vankervale.
Alright, cool.
And he had a red beard.
I mean, I didn't want to tell her that her son sounds like every other dwarf I've ever met. She's obviously in distress, but, we can do our best.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just double checking. So dwarves in this area are a little bit more rare. In general, most of the population here is humans, but it's not uncommon. It's not like if there's a dwarf, everybody's gonna stare. But there's not as many. I would say like 10%. Let's see. Yeah,
Gotcha,
so like
gotcha.
it's like 60% is humans, and then everything else falls under that 40%.
For sure.
Okay, so you guys are taken upstairs. You find yourselves with 3 different rooms, all next to or close to each other, and you are free to rest and relax. And then you
Shower first.
Yes, shower, eat, be merry. Anything you guys would like to do before? Well, be merry minus merry.
That's cold.
Anything else you guys would like to do before you wake up in the morning?
I don't think so.
I definitely spend after eating and toasting to our lost friend, and after our bath, like a bath, I definitely spend time cleaning and making sure my boots are still, watertight and cleaned up and nice again.
Absolutely.
For sure. After Ezrin gets clean, he's gonna use some magic to help him with the cleaning of the clothes and everything.
All right. So you guys spend a good chunk of like probably 30 minutes to an hour just cleaning and refixing your gear, making general just mends to anything like seams or anything on your coats, or sharpening your weapons. It does take a little bit. You had a really rough day. And so, but I would say for the purposes of moving this along, yes, everything is nice, pristine, as nice as you can make it with the amount of stuff you have on your person. And you guys wake in the morning well rested. Breakfast is served down in the common area. So whenever you are ready, you guys make your way downstairs and you have breakfast. Anything you guys would like to do for your day, for your start of your day?
Not sure. Eat and
Mm-hmm.
do we have like a contact or like a patron?
We
So-
are supposed to be meeting with someone before we head out, if I understand correctly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we should go back to the fishery and find Tamily, and then of course and Rin if she's there, or Tamily can direct us to Rin.
As you're saying this, one of the barmaids, who's just dropping a fresh platter of crispy bacon on the breakfast bar nearby, goes, "Oh, Rin, if you want to see Rin, she's going to be up north. You're just going to want to look for all the strange standing stones. If you're looking at the map, you get directions in this general vicinity here. You're just looking for, well, it's got no sign, but I think you'll recognize it when you get close."
Can you highlight that again for us, Kelly?
Yeah. Hold on. It is right here.
I see the standing stones. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we need to? I guess we should just go meet her. Do we need anything? Do we know if we need anything?
I think I'm good. I've prepared my spells and everything for the day. I think I'm all set.
Okay. So you guys make your way down the cobble streets. It's a pretty average day. Streets are relatively busy, starting to wake up, and people are starting to either move towards the log fumes, which you can hear are already working towards the east, or they're moving towards the beach and the fishery. But regardless, pretty normal. You do notice there are a few more guards and just general security around, and a lot of them seem to be more prevalent closer to the fishery, as if perhaps they're preparing or just want to be on guard in case your scaly friend comes to the surface. But as you move closer north, closer to those standing stones, that military presence does lessen a little bit. But regardless, you guys you follow the river, and you come upon a set of very strange strangely arranged stones. There definitely is no sign at this place, but it does seem that these stones are almost arranged in a particular manner. And as you start walking closer into the stones, you start realizing that these aren't actually stones. These are actually made of wood and canvas, and they're just cleverly painted to look like granite. And as you start to step in and get closer to the center, more things start appearing against these miscellaneous or these strangely created stone pieces. You see just all manner of strange objects, pictures and paintings. You see little figurines. You see different types of tapestries, just like all manner of strange little bits and baubles just kind of strewn about on these strange shelves that are either affixed or next to these different stone structures. And this whole structure is about 60-foot diameter circle. So it's pretty large with all of these weird combinations of just knickknacks and trinkets. And in the center of the circle, you just see that same pupilless tiefling. She's in very similar robes as the day before, these long billowing sleeves and this red vest that comes all the way down but is like cinched at the waist with these beautiful silk vestments and a strange amulet around her neck that kind of looks like a star but with a like gem in the center, and her white hair just flowing down, and she's kind of not looking at anything in particular that you can tell, but almost staring off into the sky. And in one hand, she's holding a small, like crystal ball, and in the other, she's holding what looks to be a bundle of maybe sage or something. And as you're like approaching, it doesn't seem like she has noticed you at first, but then as you get maybe 5-10 feet away from her, she just suddenly, her face snaps straight down and to the right, and she says, "Introduce yourself." And
Whoa.
Adam,
Oh,
would you describe your character for us?
Yeah. His name is Aram Everdew, and he's a halfling. I don't really have his token pulled up right here, but I feel like the image is pretty accurate. I don't know if you want to pull that up or not. I've actually got an image generated by a friend of ours for Aram.
Hey, why can't I see it? Here we go. View character artwork, show players. There we go.
Yeah. So that's Aram Everdew. He's a halfling who is a former detective. I'm not going to say retired or not, because retired's definitely not how he went out. But yeah, he's a former detective from another city who finds himself in this town now and needs work.
And he you're being pointed to by Rin. Introduce yourself. Who are you? Tell them.
Yeah, he would just look up at the party and kind of confusedly a little bit, I think. Hi, I'm Aram. I don't believe he had noticed that the party would be arriving, so
yeah. And you probably, I would also add that Rin didn't tell you were meeting with anybody. She just told you that she needed you to meet her this morning, and you have been standing here, Aram, for about 10 minutes while she stood still as a statue, staring at the sky with the two objects in her hands.
Yeah, I'd probably be a little bit impatient by that point.
Well, and you must all introduce yourselves to him as well. And she's like not looking at any of you directly and just keeping her hands like perfectly still with these two objects.
My name is Valorous. It's nice to meet you.
And I'm Kyra. Nice to meet you.
I'm Ezrin, who's very clearly a wizard.
Aram would, kind of just nod his head at everybody and then look back at Rin and say, "What is this?"
Well, of course, you will need each other, yes? For the Gauntlight is a light! And she points to the north. And almost drops the crystal orb as she like swings to face north. We must stop it. Whatever creatures or things have started to ascend, we need to stop them before they take over Atari. And she like just stays super still and it's almost like she planned it, but you're not sure if that's something that she could have done. But the wind billows around her skirts and her sleeves in a very dramatic fashion that almost seems like it was intentional.
Are we supposed to take him with us? Is that who she meant when she said she had someone?
Take me where? Rin, is this a paying job? I told you I have bills.
Yes. It is a paying job if you are able to find out what is in there and stop it. I think not only I, but everyone of Atari will be grateful. I've seen it in the stars. Something terrible in the Gauntlight. And it's been years, hundreds of years since any light have shone. But I'm sure any light is a bad one from a place of that nature. She is definitely very cryptic.
Yeah, Aram just kind of rolls his eyes. He's very much like the tangible, evidence-based, not all this psychic mumbo jumbo kind of stuff. So.
Okay, well, you do ask really good questions. Rin, I know you said that everyone would be grateful, but our new friend, Aram?
Yeah.
Okay, Aram had a really good question. Is this a paying job? We definitely want to save Otari, and we love it that the people would be grateful to us, but it's a paid job, right?
Of course. Anytime you wish, you can, of course, call upon me to read the stars. And she like glances up at the sky. But I will also, of course, pay. At least for information at first, anything you can find, I'll offer you about, let's just start at 50, see what is there, and then depending on what you bring back, perhaps I give a little more. But I tell you now, what I've seen, unnatural. Just unnatural creatures coming up from the ground and coming to demolish our dear city, and I've come to like it here. Plus, I don't want to move all my stuff. And she, like, waves a hand at all of her knickknacks and eclectic collection.
I guess I could use the money.
I've heard as well of, I'm sure, some magical devices and perhaps magic that your friend, and she waves to you, Ezrin, might be interested in. Though I caution you, much of it that was left behind by the evil Belcora. That's all she says. So, if you
Is
would
that
like
something
to
we
know, there's no history, right? So make I wanted to say a knowledge check, but that doesn't sound right either. Let's see. I
I
feel
think somebody
like
said society was to recall knowledge.
yeah. So do that society check if you would like to dive deep in your memory about Belcora.
Society check. 14.
So with a 14, that's pretty good. So it's not hard to recall part of the story, at least, because it's part of the story of Atari. But centuries ago, there was an evil sorceress of some sort who took up home or took residence in the Gauntlight, and her name was Belcora, and it was rumored that she was trying to create an army of sorts of monsters and beings that she was going to use to take over a nearby town, not Atari, as Atari did not exist at this point in time. And in the legends, they talk about how a group of adventurers, the Rose Guard, came upon or heard of this sorceress and set out to essentially vanquish her. And by all intents and purposes have done that. And sealed up the Gauntlight and whatever creations she had there. And in the process, they did end up losing one of their own who, I forget his first name, but his last name was Atari. And that is, after they lost their friend, they ended up settling down here and building a town and naming it after him. So that's a local legend that is pretty well known in the area. Yeah, I think that's all you would get from
The
that.
story of the founders.
Yes, it's the story of the founders.
Interesting.
She says, we cannot let them come up, whatever it is that might still be down there. I just keep having visions, these dreams of horrible creatures erupting from that tower of light and setting their eyes upon Atari. And the last vision I had was of some scaly fiend beneath the fishery, and I told Tamily, I told her. And she starts going on and on about how no one ever listens to her, but she always, sees the truth. And, if she starts talking about some boy named Timothy who also didn't listen to her, about his mother. And then she just starts rambling about all of these different prophecies that none of which have anything to do with the Gauntlight or anything in the area, just like everyday prophecies that people did not necessarily believe.
Do we have food or drinks while she's rambling?
No. She doesn't provide anything.
At the inn. I'm just standing there awkwardly, like polite, sort of like politely waiting for her to finish, I guess.
Pretty much.
Oh, Aram just kind of interrupts her, just like, Ren.
Yes.
Why am I here? This sounds like something for an army, not a detective.
Well, we need to find out what is inhabiting Gauntlight, right? And then we can figure out how to address it. And she starts, her eyes are directly on you. And even though there are, there's no pupils, you can feel her scrutiny, Aram, as she stares almost like into your soul. Surely there is some good you can do in this, yes?
Aram is just gonna kind of look at her, as though she's, slightly bonkers.
Well, she is, but continue.
And the whole like staring into the soul thing makes him very, very uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But he has things in the past that he wants to make up for, so maybe this will be an opportunity for that. And given like the whole like piercing soul staring thing,
Mhm.
he's just gonna kind of back down a little.
Well, I think
and also we're supposed to find this guy Lazda. So you're a
Lazda.
you're a detective. That sounds like something you'd be good at. Helping us do that.
Yeah, finding people, that's a thing I can do.
Great.
But if there's some whole demonic dungeon craziness, that's not a thing I do.
Don't worry, we can assist with that.
Yeah. I mean, we only kind of do it well. So, any help you can offer, that sounds great.
Then it is settled. And she claps her hands. And as she does so, again, her cloak kind of billows almost intentionally. And she nods to you and says, I believe you have your mission. Please report back as soon as you find anything. And she gives you directions to the north and to Gauntlight, which you can see on the map, actually has a road that goes to it. And she says, I would recommend that you stick to the road, as I've heard some things about creatures in the woods. So I would advise against wandering too much.
Do you have any horses or something we can use?
Horses don't fit in my and she like motions to her standing stones in my decor. She's got no horses here.
Do you have any extra protection just in case something does come out of the woods? I mean, I know Saren Ray watches over us always, but it never hurts to have a little bit of extra on the side.
Let's see. I don't think she has anything right this second. But, well, I of course can offer to read the stars for you. And her eyes drift up to the sky again. Although I'm not sure you would like what I have to see.
You mean say?
See, child, but it's fine.
I can wait. I can wait. I'll divination another day.
And her eyes come back down from the sky, and she goes, very well. But it is always here should you need.
Just picturing some sort of tiefling Professor Trelawney.
Kinda, yeah. She looks like this. So, yes.
So,
All right.
well,
Well, I have some other things to take care of. And she turns around and starts moving some things from one shelf to another shelf. There seems no rhyme or reason to what she is doing. But she's just picking stuff up, looking at it, and then moving it to the next shelf.
Well, I think it's about time we hit the old dusty trail.
No horses. All right. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's hit it.
Shall we pack, food or something for the trip?
I will say, for the sake of, I don't want to keep track of it, and I know you don't want to keep track of it, you will have enough rations and water and just general things. You're adventurers, not children, so I assume you will have packed everything you need for that. But we can
Alright.
say, if you would like to stop anywhere here, you can. There is like a marketplace and stuff, but I will tell you right now, you're not going to find anything crazy. As in, probably nothing. No potions, really. Any of the crazy stuff would be here with Ren, and she didn't say there was any, so there's nothing right now. But you're welcome to explore the town otherwise. There are also like other side quests and anything else you guys might want to interact with.
Checking my inventory to see if I need anything for the road.
I'm good for the road. I even have rations.
Yeah, I do too.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm good to go if we're all good to go.
Sounds
Maybe
like it.
maybe like an axe to get wood on the road to make fire or something like that. I don't have an axe.
Aram, do you have an axe?
I don't believe so.
We could do that.
I'd like to buy an axe.
Sure. For
I
the
have
sake
I have a rope. I have bedroll. I don't know what else I will need.
Oops. Let's see. Axe.
No, I don't have an axe. No.
I mean, I have a sword. I could chop 3 trees with a sword.
If you chop trees with a sword, you're gonna dull your sword.
Right.
Ugh, can't
There's
do that.
no like
To be fair, I have 3 swords, so I guess I can spare one.
let's see. There's no like basic wood chopping axe in here. Let me see. Let's see. It's
At
probably
best,
good.
I'm gonna be carrying like a hatchet, given that I'm a halfling. I don't need an axe that's as tall as I am.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop.
Trying to include you, Aram.
Oh no, you're good.
No, I'm just teasing.
I dropped a battle axe in your thing, in your inventory, Valeris.
I see. Okay. yeah.
So we'll
I'll
go.
delete the long sword maybe, so I could trade it.
Sounds good. So with the trade, I'd say it only costs a couple silver pieces to pick up a wood axe, a wood chopping axe. Actually, we'll change it to be that. Call it a wood chopping axe. There you go. Very
Your wood
basic.
chopping axe looks a lot like a battle axe.
Yeah. That is true. Let's see. Hatchet. There's also a hatchet. What's the difference in the...
I'm guessing the damage.
Yeah, it's just a D6 instead of a D8. It's fine.
Oh, that's not bad. That's an average of 1 damage.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. So we'll stick with what I dropped in there because I don't want to change it. And we'll move on. So anything else you guys want to pick up? I'm assuming you guys have basic things like rope, torches, etc. So you shouldn't need to pick anything up like that, but...
Actually, oh yeah, I do have torch. Okay.
Okay. If you don't have something and you need me to or like you've used it or something, just let me know and I'll drop them in. But otherwise, you guys make your way this way. You don't have tokens on here, so I don't think you're going to be able to see anything. So don't freak
Nothing I can't
out.
see. Oh
It's
no!
fine.
Oh my God. I can't see. I can see.
Oh, I almost put Mary on here.
Oh, Mary in our
Poor
hearts.
Mary.
Man, getting dropped onto a map in front of 2 doors. Bringing
Mary
back
can be with you
memories.
guys always. Aram has no idea who that is.
You know, Orm, if a fight does break out, what kind of role do you take?
I mean, I know how to stick them with the pointy end, but it's more, dealing with a handful of criminals. I don't go fighting armies of orcs.
Gotcha. So you're useless. Cool.
In-
I'm playing.
He's gonna help us find Lazda.
That's right. We'll give him the Mary treatment. We'll send him out first.
Yeah.
Oh no. So
I'm
as
going
you
to start
guys
working on my next character.
You're a detective. Go look.
As you guys make your way through the town, you do hear a little tune that catches your ear, sung by a couple of children. I'm not going to sing it for you because that would be bad. Everybody's eardrums would probably explode. But I'll read it to you. No, I
I'll
can't.
be the judge of that.
Okay, so it is when the fog is creeping and the moon is low, when the town is sleeping, Gauntlight starts to glow. That's when she arises for her midnight lunch. Naughty kids are prizes for her teeth to crunch. But if you obey me and obey the rules, you're safe from Belcora. She just eats the fools. And the kids are doing one of those like clappy hand games as they do that. And then at the end, trying to slap each other's hands at the word fools. And that is one thing you guys notice as you guys continue through the town. Then you come to the road. Actually, before you get to this particular section, as you're moving through the forest, it's pretty nice day, so it's not too humid or anything. But as you move steadily north, it is becoming more and more like swampy almost. There's a little bit more, a few more mosquitoes, more frogs, just nature coming alive. But one of the things you notice as you are walking upon the road, right before you get to this like Y intersection to head towards the Gauntlight keep, you see this fellow. Wait for it. You see a short little goblin with a tattered looking, a tattered little hat, a top hat, and a bright blue bow tie. Behind him is a much bigger wood giant who is carrying what looks to be some sort of cabinet on their back. And it's just lumbering slowly behind. And as you guys approach, you see the wood giant kind of takes a more defensive stance as the little goblin looks up and says, "Oh, hello, customers," and waves you over. What do you do?
I love your hat.
Oh, well, thank you. And he tips it towards you. I am Jack. Legitimate Jack, if you will.
What brings you to this side of the road?
Well, I was hoping to make it to Otari for Founders Day. I hear it's coming up. But seem to have gotten a little bit confused. I think I'm supposed to make a turn up here. I don't know. I'll find it eventually, but I'm glad to see you here. Are you guys looking for anything? And he kind of motions you to get a little bit closer to the wood giant. And the wood giant is still on the defensive. But then Jack looks back and says, Jody, put it down. Put it down and open it up. It's time. And you see the wood giant looks at Jack and then looks at you guys and then very slowly takes the giant wooden cabinet off of her back and puts it down on the ground and opens it up. And you just see an array of different trinkets, not unlike what you saw in Rin's, just lining these shelves. Come, Jack says. Take a look. There's surely something here that will fancy you, or you will fancy. Words are good.
All right. What are you selling?
So you take a step up, Valeris, and you look, and there's just so much to look at in this. Do you touch anything? Do you grab anything? You can see books, vials, necklaces, rings, bags, all manner of things.
When he asks me for help, I'll be like, I'm just browsing.
Just browsing? Well, what about this? And he pulls out this little tiny blue vial and holds it up to you. This is Sovereign Sanitation Solution. Perfect for all your sanitation needs. And holds it out to you.
Ira?
Yeah. How well would it clean boots?
As well as anything else. And he turns away from Valeros and gets almost too close to you, Kyra, and you can almost you can tell he doesn't stink or anything. In fact, he smells rather nice, like he's put on some sort of floral perfume, and he's getting really close to you and holds this little vial as close as he can to your face, but he is much shorter than you, so he has to stand on his tippy toes to do so. Surely
Could
you
Aram perform a sense motive check to see if this guy's lying? I'm getting that whole snake oil salesman feel from him.
Sure. Go ahead and make a check.
Just wondering. All right.
How could you say such a thing? He's the best smelling goblin I've smelled all day.
His name is legitimate, Jack.
Yeah, how could he be anything but honest with a name like that?
That was one of those private die rolls, so I don't even know what I rolled or how I did.
So, you don't know, but the lovely audience gets to know. So you get the sense that he's definitely trying to sell you on things. You're not sure if it's legitimate or not. He seems pretty convincing, and he is well dressed.
Fair enough.
How much for the sanitation solution?
Can you really put a price on something so priceless? But
Are you saying it's free?
Maybe he looks you up and down and then looks back at the vial. For you, pretty lady, maybe only 10 silver.
So, legitimate Jack. That's twice the price of the room we stayed in last night.
But sanitation solution. I mean, if you don't want it, I'm sure I can find somebody else. And he starts taking it away.
Okay, no, I will take the vial of sanitation solution, but maybe for 5.
And he starts.
Silver?
He starts.
5 silver and the blessings of Saren Ray.
Can you make a like a deception? Well, not a deception. It's like a persuasion. So like diplomacy, I guess, would be the closest equivalent to that. So make a diplomacy check for me.
See if it'll do it. Oh, there's no active encounter, it says.
Yeah. Is it because I'm paused? Does that help you?
There it goes. Let's see if it'll do it this way. Hold on, maybe I clicked the wrong. Roll for me. Man. Well, she's just gonna roll a d20. Hold on.
Yeah, and then it looks like
old school.
add 6 for you. You might have to. Did you try refreshing?
Yep. Oh, there she goes.
Okay. Plus
17 and 6 is 23.
Nice. So he very quickly acquiesces and hands out or holds out one hand to accept the money, and then kind of holds the vial with his other hand.
So I'm going to reach out or reach my purse, pull out the 5 silver, add another silver, and say, "May Sarenrae guide you to good sales in Atari," and like do a little like double hand press, and that's good.
And he goes, "Ah, yes, good sales indeed." And he quickly like squirrels away the money into a pouch, and you don't even see where it goes. And then moves back to the chest of miscellaneous goods and says, "Anything else? Anything else anyone would like?"
Well, what else do you have for sale?
Valeros, you look through and you see a strange set of it looks like a ring of some sort. It's got a tiny little skull on it. Not a real skull, but like a carved skull of some sort. And it is almost bluish in color. And it kind of catches your eye.
It's an interesting piece.
Oh, yes, that, my friend. And he quickly like snatches it up and puts it on his own finger. And it's a little bit too big, but then as you watch for a second, it does like kind of conform and fit his hand pretty quickly. And he goes, "This is a ring of danger sense. Very, very useful, my friend." And he kind of looks at it and wiggles his fingers at you, and before taking it off and putting it in your hand, but not letting go of it. "Is this something that you would like to purchase, my friend? For you, 10 gold.
It does sound interesting. I'll have to think about it.
Oh, all right. Well, thinkers aren't buyers. So he takes it and he puts it back on the shelf where it was, just so. Well, if that is all, I really must continue on towards Atari. Hopefully I will sell some more goods there, you know?
Any other trinkets or gadgets you might have?
I have plenty, though. And you see there's like a strange looking amulet. There is, it looks like a set of bagpipes, but they're not in the best shape. You see an unusual looking book that almost has like leaves all over the cover. And you see a unusual bag. It looks.
What about this amulet?
Oh, well, and he kind of flicks it, and it kind of shines a little bit, almost like a torch would, like a flame flickers over the little gem in the center. And he says, "That is an amulet of flame detection. Perfect for all your flame detecting needs."
Flame detection.
In case anybody, I don't think you can hear, but my husband is laughing a lot.
And you were saying about a bag?
Yes, this bag. And you look at it, it looks like an ordinary bag to you, unless you want to try to inspect it further. But it's just a brown leather bag with a big pocket. No side pockets or anything. Just a brown leather bag.
Anything special about this bag?
Oh, well, that can hold a lot of things.
Interesting. And how much does that go for?
Well, that has to be 50 gold, of course, because of how much you can stow. I do warn you, though, sometimes You put things in, and the same thing doesn't come out.
Oh,
Yes. That's all he says. He just stares at you. Do you want it? It's a chance. You might get something new.
How about the bag and the ring for 50?
Make a diplomacy roll for me.
Let's see. What can I select myself? There we go. Skills, diplomacy, roll. Oh, that was close to a 19. 13.
No way. There's no way that I can do this. Well, if you do not want it, he starts packing it away. Jody, we must be off.
I'll give you this what is it? Hold on, inventory. I don't know. This finely crafted short sword.
For the ring or for the...
Well, how much will you pay for this?
Hold on, let me look at your inventory. I don't remember what this is.
It's at the very top. It's called finely crafted short sword.
Yeah, I see. He takes it from you, just to inspect. He looks at it. He like tilts it every which way. Watching him, you know he knows absolutely nothing about swords. Right. He licks the edge of it. He sniffs the handle, the pommel of the sword. He tries to balance it, but he definitely isn't balancing it correctly. He then kind of tosses it from one hand to the other, almost misses it and cuts off his hand, but he saves it. It's fine. And he passes it back to you and he goes, that is not my cup of tea.
It was crafted by a very specialized blacksmith back in the town. So I'm pretty sure you could get quite a bit of money for it.
Who? Perhaps I know them.
Oh, the name of the blacksmith? I do not know. I just know the reputation they have on the store in the town.
Make a deception check. We'll see if he believes that.
See. Skill, deception. Come on, die. 10 sevens.
I do not believe you are understanding me, sir. I am not interested in blains. Only trinkets and unique items are for sale here.
Unique?
And yes, and he says, well, I must be off. So he claps his hand and you watch as the wood golem, Jody, closes up
what about this
the wardrobe.
Big brown mushroom?
I forgot about the mushroom.
I'm sorry, I was on mute because I was drinking, but I literally did a spit take.
These were gathered in a very new, how do you say that? Like catacomb underneath the town.
A catacomb?
They are very. It's an unexplored place, so this may be a new species.
A new species. When you say that, out of nowhere, from somewhere underneath maybe his hat, you think, he pulls down a monocle. And it lands just so on his eye, and he just squints and closes the left eye, and the right eye has the monocle, and he looks at this mushroom, and he takes it a sniff. What did you say this was? What kind of mushroom?
Oh, I'm not a specialist, but I'm pretty sure someone like you could give me a better answer.
Suddenly, he's kind of like salivating a little bit. I think that would be a good trade. Perhaps we have the brown mushroom and 50 gold for the 2 items.
All right.
So mark that off, and I'll put the items in your
I'm deleting the mushroom. And then minus.
Where are you? Is this you? I hope I
50
put it on
gold.
you. Okay.
Yes.
There's the ring. Hopefully it's...
Yep,
I
got
did
it.
it correctly. Okay, well, if that is
They
all...
both have a question mark.
Yes, because you don't actually know what they are yet.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it
Thank
should
you
be
very
that way.
much.
Absolutely, it was good to meet you all. I shall be back in Otari. Perhaps I will pay a visit to my friend Ren, and wherever there are people, someone's willing to buy something. And he just starts walking off with Jody, who has now closed up the wardrobe and put it back on her back, and is lumbering
As
behind.
he's walking away, I say, hey, if you do find something good about that mushroom, let me know. We might be able to gather some more.
Oh, that would be delightful. And he licks his lips, and you can see he's almost holding that mushroom. He didn't put it in the wardrobe with everything else. He's holding it close to him. Very excited about this brown mushroom. Okay.
Great.
I don't know about you, but I'm not exactly eager to go back in the cave with the dragon.
I think we could tell him where he could find another mushroom and leave it at that.
To be fair, the mushrooms were at the entrance, away from the dragon.
It's true.
There
Yes,
were
that's
more
true.
mushrooms at the dragon cave, but we didn't have time to, play with plants.
For sure. And, at least the dragon can't move around, so we know that it would still be in the same spot.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
We'll come back in 10 levels and be like, yo, buddy, we want to talk again.
Good job getting a bag that holds a ton of stuff, but that may or may not give you back what you want.
Right.
You never know, though. Sometimes you never know.
It's true.
I'm going to put that finely crafted short sword in the bag,
Okay.
and we'll check later about it.
Oh,
You put it
perfect.
into the bag, and it almost just disappears. You don't even see it. It's just gone.
All right.
So there you go.
Oh, I have to delete the longsword that I trade for the axe. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys continue onward. As you get, there's too much crap on my screen. We can't see things. As you get closer and closer to Gauntlight, and you get
I named it. I renamed it in bag.
okay, perfect. You start to the amount of bugs first off, and Kyra, you're not happy about this. The amount of bugs that start swarming you increases. It starts getting almost, sticky and mucky as there's just water and moisture all in the air. But the biggest thing is the fog. An eerie fog is now just kind of covering the area, making it humid and just disgusting to walk through. But you press on. You can see the road well enough, and you follow it north until you come upon a set of doors. Hello, here you are.
And hey, there's doors.
Yeah, let me read this thing for you. All right. The sound of frogs and mosquitoes mixes with water sloshing against muddy shores, all muffled by the ever-present mists that linger in the aptly named fog fen. As the mist clears, a shadow looms from the cloying swamp vapors. Cloying? Is that what that says? Yep, I can read. A sprawling ruin of stone and wood squats atop an island on the soggy marsh. The upper floors have largely collapsed, leaving only the stone walls of the ground floor intact. Above these ruined towers, an out-of-place monument, a colossal lighthouse whose painted walls and iron-cased crown have resisted the corrosive effects of the surrounding swamp. The Gauntlight, if you will, is still standing, eerily glowing. Even now in the daylight, you can see the faint glow from the lighthouse itself.
Hey, should we knock?
I mean, why not? Why not? Maybe we should take a look and see if there's any like blood on the doors or like signs of danger or traps or
Oh, that's a good
mean,
idea.
yeah, check
Definitely,
for
we should do that.
I do put my ring on and,
Oh,
see what
yeah.
happens.
Oh,
Also,
are you
there's
willing?
2 doors, so which one do we use? But yeah, ring of danger. I mean, sensing?
If it is what he said, yeah, I'll just have it on.
Okay. You have the ring
Aura
on.
digs around in his bag and pulls out his pipe and gets that ready and lights it before he starts inspecting the building and declares that it is in fact very old.
Okay.
How perceptive of you.
How?
You know, I too know a thing or two about being old. I mean, the building. Never mind.
Are you talking to the building?
Yes. So, were we gonna check for traps or just knock on the door? I still think knocking is a great idea. That's never worked or ended poorly for me.
If it makes you happy, knock. Knock. Let's see if anyone answers.
Well, I wasn't volunteering to knock. I was suggesting. All right, I'll knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
All right. All right.
Aram is just smoking his pipe. I mean,
I'm investigating the building ish.
If you want to make a actual like what is the I guess this would be maybe more like survival check. You could do that.
Sure. Maybe I can do that. For some reason, Foundry's being rather slow for me right now.
It
I
wasn't
wasn't
working.
super responsive. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to refresh?
Over here. Yeah, here we go. I'll just roll it on this side. When I try and roll for my character sheet using pop out, that's what's giving me issues.
Oh,
Nailed it.
You
I
had to
didn't-
pop mine back in because the pop out wasn't working.
mm,
For the rules on pop out.
Glad I got that nat 1 out of the way early.
oh. Also the other thing. Oh no, you also have the what is this called? Token action HUD at the top too.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I've been
That's
using.
why
and
I
It
rolled it
works
from
just fine.
Yeah, that should roll pretty easily, but anyway, so with that roll, you see that this is an old building.
I told you.
And with that, Ezrin goes ahead and knocks on the door.
I'm so glad you joined us. I wouldn't have known it otherwise.
Does anybody answer?
You wait for a second. You don't hear anything. Make a perception. What's the equivalent of a Pathfinder perception check? I need these skills on a cheat sheet.
I believe
I
it
do have
called
a perception
Do
check.
they? Yes. Do. Oh yeah. Duh. Do that. Do that for me.
Wahoo! It's an 11.
That's such a beautiful die. Loved it. Okay. You hear with an 11, you can hear maybe some movement, but you can't really tell if it's just the wind and the fog and the like sounds of nature, like the leaves brushing up against the outside of the cobbled walls, or if it's something on the inside. You're not sure, but you hear something.
All right, for sure. I'll just try and open the door. Is
Okay.
it unlocked?
Yep.
I'll do that thing where I open it up and poke my head in, and I just say, "Knock knock, is anybody home?"
It's Ren.
What?
I'm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to go first? That was
No,
so rude of me. Of
a
course, ladies
little
first.
caution.
Ladies first,
No, no, I'm fine. Remember, Mary,
I
he
am
went
nothing
first.
if not a gentleman. Of course, I would not want to. You can go first. Lead
No,
the
no,
way.
it's fine.
By all
Please.
means, I
Is there
insist.
anything in there? Ezrin, did you see it? You stuck your head in there and
It
hollered
looks
around.
very-
Did you see anything?
It looks very old.
Oh my God, are we back on that again?
Well, I mean, you asked me what I saw.
I mean,
Did you want to go in and have a look?
no, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. It looks dark.
Maybe that's why you'd have to go inside.
Ezrin, I don't. Oh God, does it smell bad? It smells bad out here.
I'll be honest, I haven't smelled anything in like 20 years,
Make
so
make a perception
God.
check, Kyra.
I'll give you a light if you really want.
Thank you.
I turn on a torch.
Okay.
Perception. Oh, I forgot I can look at. Hold on, I can do it up here.
I mean, the door was open, so I just went in.
Yeah, he opened it. That's fine.
Yeah, he opened it. I want anything roll for me. Come on, everybody, everything. Hold on, let me just refresh.
Are you using the bar on the top, the
I-
pallet bar?
I closed my pop out and went to use the bar at the top, but it still wasn't responding. So I'm just
Oh, I never use pop outs. Maybe that's why it's not working.
yeah, that's why I was using the I don't know. We'll see if it responds.
Bar is the best.
Bar is the best. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. Do it again. Doo-doo. It gives me the. All right, let's see. Anyhow, nope. It tells me no active encounter. Why does Foundry hate me?
I don't know.
She'll just carry on.
Can I pop it into your thing? Sometimes I can do that. Perception.
Valero's headed in there. I'll just
I don't know if I can request it.
yeah, it's weird. That's
Yeah,
weird.
did you try doing it from the token HUD, like the attributes and clicking? Because was it perception you were trying to do?
Yeah, and that's where it won't let me. It won't let me roll out of there. Eh,
Just roll a d20 and then we'll add
I'm
it.
gonna do it. Sorry, I'm gonna do it. Please.
Please, for the love of
Ghost.
God, for the love of
Please
Sarah and May.
roll.
So with your +8, that's math. That's 13. So it definitely stinks. It's like a combination of mildew and mold and just decay. It doesn't smell good for sure.
Right. Another place that smells terrible.
What is your name? Valeros. Thank you. Okay, I got it. Valeros, as you enter this room, you just see mildew and mold are covering pretty much every surface of this watchtower. It's green and black smears just on these dull stone walls. There are door frames in the north. Oh, wait, sorry. The northern wall and the southern wall, the ones you just walked through. But the northern wall is like rotted. And there are even some collapsed chairs on the floor. There's like these piles of small, foul smelling gray lumps. And then there's this thick sheet of like dusty cobwebs just draping all over everything. kind of obscuring any view above you as it climbs up and over you, the cobwebs.
I start burning the cobwebs with the torch.
With the torch?
Just moving. Yeah.
Let me see a thing. Hold on. Let me see what happens. As you start to burn away some of the cobwebs above you, you just hear this tiny voice echo from above. No, stop, stop.
Whoa.
Don't do that.
Tiny voice?
Yeah, it sounds tiny, but let me roll a thing. Excuse me. I don't know if I can from here. Let's see. I'm gonna roll. Can I do a blind one? Or a private one? Here we go. Let me roll a thing. Let's see how well they do. Poorly. Okay, so you hear this like high-pitched voice, but even with your not so insightful perception, Valeros, you can tell that that's not normally their voice is not normally that high pitch. You can tell that they're really stretching to make it sound cutesy and small. Please, please, I welcome you to my home, but don't destroy anything. Surely you would like instead to partake in the magic pixie mud.
Thank you. I mean, we are not gonna break anything. We'll just here. Do I see this entity talking to me?
I'm gonna drop a little perception check in there for you. Oh, let's not do that for him.
I can just roll, right?
Was that a misfit?
I don't know, was it? I fixed it. Please make that perception roll for me, please.
Success.
Hey, so you look up into the cobwebs that you were just trying to burn, and you like squint a little bit, and you do see 3 shapes above you. You also see what did it do? You also see a bunch of soggy-looking ropes and planks up there. I don't know if you'll know what that is, but you see it almost looks like also a like hole, kind of, it doesn't say, oh yeah, to the northwest corner. It's about 3 foot in diameter in the roof. And it looks like one of the 3 shapes above you is moving towards that hole very slowly.
I guess I just point that out to everyone.
Okay.
Are you guys coming in?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose.
I mean, yeah. Come on in.
Oof, I missed a key detail here. I'm sure chat will point this out to me. Right, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's good. As you guys walk in, you hear the shapes above you laugh, and it's definitely not like high pitch like you were hearing earlier, Valeros. But the one high pitched voice chimes in, Eat Eat our beautiful pixie mud. It will grant your wishes and make your dreams come true. True. And another one chimes in, true, true.
Aram is
I
just gonna
would, but
remark to
I'm-
the party, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really not that hungry.
Yeah,
I'll-
I just started a new diet, and mud is unfortunately not in it.
I'm not eating mud. I'm not eating mud. Valeros, who have you met? Who's talking?
As you guys say, you're not going to partake in the mud. You hear one of them just starts to growl and just fine, and then you just see the shapes moving towards the hole in the top or in the northwest corner that Valeros pointed out, and you just see those three shapes walking across the different webbing and planks that are up there to get to this hole and try to rush out unless anybody does anything. I'll give you one chance if you would like to try to stop them from leaving.
You got one shot, one
One
opportunity.
opportunity.
I don't feel like they've given us a reason. They're just weird.
I think I'm just gonna watch him crawl off and say, "Huh, well, that was weird." I'm sure that won't come back to bite us later.
I'm sure that won't be a problem later. The things that were supposed to stop emerging. But yeah. What was that? What were those? Why would we eat mud?
There you go. Mission accomplished. They went back in the hole. They're no longer emerging.
After they, once they go through the hole, after a few seconds, you just hear a clunk, or well, more like not a clunk, more like a kerplunk, as it sounds like something has been dropped in the water outside. Somewhere in this vicinity. I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Yeah, we can see the ping.
Okay.
But you said it sounds like what again?
Like something dropping into water.
Oh.
So a splash. All right.
Yes, a splash. A kerplunk.
Kerplunk, and then a splash.
Yes.
Did they just throw something off the roof? What is going on? What is?
But should we open the next set of doors? Really, the main question is here: should we knock first?
I
Or
want
is
to
it
look
not
around
being
this
taken
room
care
and
of
try
now?
and, I hate to be so vague, but like I want to check this room for anything of note. I want to try and identify this webbing. Like I see a bunch of, I guess, wreckage in the room. I don't know what that stuff is.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to look around this whole room and see what's what before I go any further.
Yeah, so
For
there's
sure.
like
And it-
strange.
That's an excellent idea.
And are these like archer? I forget what they're called, but
Yes, they are.
the slants to shoot arrows out of. Cool.
Yeah. So
Sure.
this was yeah, I mean you don't have to roll for this, but this is definitely some sort of guard tower, or at least it was at some point. And you get the sense that most traffic into the keep probably came through here, like a checkpoint of sorts. But yeah, that these are arrow slits where guards might have watched for incoming assailants or whatever. But Aram, if you could make a first, I guess, what are you looking at? So there's we've already covered what was in the ceiling, but there's also like strange lumps on the ground. There's the places above where the little creatures were kind of hanging out, like near that hole and stuff. Like, what exactly are you looking at so I can tell you what kind of check?
Honestly, all of it.
Okay.
I want to investigate some of this wreckage that's in here, find out if it looks like it was I guess part of the original structure or something that somebody else did. I want to try and figure out what this webbing is, because I'm really not digging the fact that there are gigantic room spanning webs all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And yeah, why is this room set up the way it is with these guys up in the ceiling and then ducking through some hole somewhere? Like I'm just trying to gather any, I'm investigating. I'm trying to gather any clues that I can as to what's going on here.
So as you're looking at the floor, you kind of can tell that this is kind of more of some sort of organic like substance on the floor, in these lumps and stuff. As you're looking through it, you do find a peridot bead in one corner. I'll put it in your inventory, maybe, if it does the thing. Should be under treasure.
Mm-hmm.
It is worth about 2 gold pieces. But looking at it, you can see that it has some sort of chipped tooth next to it, like something tried to bite into this and realized that it was not what it seems. And then for the rest of it, I will need a nature check, which I dropped in your chat, in the chat.
While he's doing that, I trip and I fall flat down with my shield to the ground, making a bunch of noise.
Sweet. I love this. My dice are going to count upwards. I've rolled a 1, now a 2. So if I can just have more rolls faster, I should get to 20,
By the end of the night, maybe.
And you'll be unstoppable.
Yeah. Right.
So
Already go but up, boys.
we should have. Finally now see your message about assigning inspiration. I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be giving you hero points, but it's too much for me to remember. So you know how in the Run My One Shot stream, how I have you guys give each other inspiration? I think we should do that for this because it's way too much for me to remember. So instead of me giving you guys hero points, I'm going to have you guys give each other hero points. But it can't just be for like any old thing, like any good role-playing moments or, they do something that is super strategic and you want to reward them for that. I'll have final say as to whether or not it is approved, but I feel like...
and I definitely want to retcon and give mine to Uilla for her part of the banter with Ezrin earlier.
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Sure.
We didn't do it. Did we recover HP and did I repair my shield,
Yes.
at the town? Because I just noticed that I'm totally almost dead.
Yeah, let's assume that you guys are at full health and recovered and all of that. Fix your shield, that kind of thing. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier as well.
Yeah, you click the little nighty night bed on the sheet, and it gives you a good night rest.
Valeros awakens well rested.
Also, rests don't do as much healing as you probably are used to in D&D. Instead, the big thing that you want to do is actually treat wounds, which takes less time and will heal you HP. It's like 10 minutes to... I think it's 10 minutes. Chat can tell me. Chat will tell me if I'm right or wrong. But that's the thing that you're going to want to do in between encounters as much as you can. And the idea, at least my understanding from looking into it, is that you should probably be at full health for every encounter because you spend that time to treat your wounds between encounters.
Yeah, I see the treat wounds on the actions. Okay.
Okay. But yes, and also because hero points you can have up to 3 at a time, I would say you don't, unlike in our Run My One Shot stream where I limit it to everybody can only give out 1 a session. I think with just the 4 of us, giving out 2 or 3 a session is okay, but don't give out more than 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you're supposed to start every session off with 1, right?
Yes, we're supposed to start a session with 1. And you can only hold 3, so if you get more, you can't do anything with those.
And what do we do with those the hero points?
It's like a reroll. It's like advantage or disadvantage.
Or you can get rid of all of them and pop back up if you're
dead.
Down.
Yeah.
I believe from my vast experience having to do that repeatedly last game, I think you just stabilize yourself.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
if
Actually, I can see
if
right here.
if
As soon
that's
as
the
you,
case, yeah.
I was gonna say, it says, as soon as you die, spend all hero points to lose the dying condition, stabilize with 0 HP, and not increase your wounded condition.
There you go.
So you don't get a wounded when you...
So while they were exploring this, I was trying to be sneaky and go to the door and listen, right? But I
Mhm.
roll a critical 1
Hmm.
on my stealth check. That's why I said I trip down and make a lot of noise. But I guess I could use that hero point and re-roll the stealth.
Sure, I'll allow it.
All right, how do I remove it? Right click, okay. Remove it, and then go back to avoid notice, reroll. Well, that's not a 1.
You don't make as much noise as you envisioned you would had you rolled even less, but you don't successfully sneak. In fact, the rest of your group turns towards you as you clank over to the door, but at least you didn't fall.
All right.
I mean, oh, Severn Ray.
So we are knocking then, yeah? What it
Well,
sounds like.
I'm just listening to see if I hear anything on the other side.
Mhm.
Roll a perception check for me.
You know, I don't have a perception thing on my skills.
It's not listed under the skills, but if you go to your what is it? On the far left, like where it has like your health and AC and all that, there should be a perception.
Yeah, it's what they use for
Oh, I see. Perception.
it's what they use for initiative.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
So you're listening, and let me pull this thing up. You're hearing, it sounds like, well, there's a lot of sloshing, like water being pushed around, and you also hear, like chomping, like tearing, like something's eating something for sure. With a 25.
Not
All
like
right.
not like a dragon, right?
I don't know. Did you hear the baby dragon eat stuff? No. So I don't know that you'd know that.
Well, it looks like there's something on the other side.
Have you tried knocking?
Yes, Brittany.
I'm just trying to be polite, all right? It's very awkward if you just like bust into somebody's old tower because it's dirty, and then a fight breaks out, and you realize that like you didn't have to fight, you know?
I will say yes, but this looks abandoned.
All right then. Well, if we get into a fight, I'm gonna say that not only did you break into their tower, but you also judged them for their cleanliness.
Yes.
All right, but let's bust in this door then.
Okay. It's not locked, so feel free to open them. You bust down the doors, and you see a very rickety, decrepit-looking drawbridge. The timbers are gray with age. There's mold and mildew all over them. And it spans about a 20-foot gap between the building, this watchtower that you're in, and the rest of the keep. It's hanging on rusty iron chains that are fashioned to the one side, and the chains themselves look like it's ready to fall apart at any moment, really. You're kind of surprised that it's still standing. But the crunching sound that you hear is
Yeah,
coming.
I was trying to locate the source of the sound, yep.
Yep. So remember earlier you heard a little splash right in this area. Well, if I can, you see this creature lurking in the water, and as you guys come out towards the bridge, it sees you, and it's currently chomping on what looks to be old meat of some sort that was chucked into the water. The drawbridge itself is about 10, I think, feet up. Let me just double check that. It might not even say.
I don't know if I've told you guys this, but since the last adventure, I've developed a fear of falling.
Yep, it doesn't say, but I envision it to be about 10 feet up, so that's what we're gonna go with. And so it's about 10 feet from the bridge to the water, and as it sees you, it kind of moves closer, stops chomping on what looks like old meat, and sets its eyes on some fresh meat.
Ezrin looks anything but fresh.
Well, you're alive. That's slightly fresher than what it's eating.
I suppose. Really quick, is it possible to see if there's like if we could see anyone, seeing as we just heard a splash not too long ago, if it looks like we could see someone throwing food from, this building in front of us potentially?
Make a perception check. You don't see anything immediately in that vicinity or anything that seems to be very clearly obvious. But
Gotcha.
with a 15, you do see that there is. Let me pull up the right thing.
Mostly was looking like, motion, somebody at a level or two up, catch a glimpse of them sliding back into the tower.
Mm-hmm. You don't
Or
see
if
anything.
they're watching their pet eat.
Yeah. You don't see anything like that. You do see from the hole in the wall that was up in the north west corner that Valeros pointed over here. There's like vines that are. What is the button? Alt? No. Control? I don't remember the button for the other kind of ping. I'll just draw it. Here we go. You see like vines that kind of go across here as like a makeshift bridge from one building to the other. You suspect that was what the whatever creatures were in the tower used to get across.
Gotcha.
But you don't see anybody watching or standing up there. You do see, it looks like an old corpse kind of over here, kind of hanging a little bit in the water, untouched, but definitely dead. Some sort of reptilian creature, but you can't tell much more than that.
Well, as soon as I saw the creature, I just raised my shield, just in case.
Okay.
What is it doing?
He's watching intently.
Intently.
Mm-hmm. He was just chomping. He is looking at you, almost in anticipation.
Yeah. So, not only do I not like falling, but then also knowing that there's at least one of those things in the water. Any ideas for getting across? Do the vines look like they'd be able to hold a human-sized creature moving across them?
They do not. It's definitely meant for much
Gotcha.
smaller creatures.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Any ideas?
I don't want to get eaten by that, but I also really don't want to fall in the water.
Agreed. I mean, I've got some rope, and maybe I don't have any way to fasten it to the other side.
I'm sorry. You also, Ezrin, with that perception check, you also would have noticed that the drawbridge is, you kind of got this sense already, but it's definitely not safe to cross now. It does look like perhaps something has just recently tried to weaken the structure further. So you suspect, just looking at it from this angle, that if one of you tries to step on it, you're gone. You're in the water with this slimy lizard creature.
I kind of assumed as much. Yeah, so it looks like this thing has also been there's some sabotage going on. Any ideas for getting across? How far can people jump in Pathfinder?
I think it's dependent on your movement, yes? Or is it just 10? That's a chat question. The chat can help us with that one.
Leap, jump horizontally 10 feet, 15 if your speed is 30 feet or more, or vertically 3 feet, or horizontally 5 feet.
Where do I find my speed? Land, 25 feet.
Yeah, mine's 25 feet as well. So
your
yeah.
jump listed.
However,
10
I have
feet.
something called powerful leap that I can jump 5 feet extra.
Okay. Powerful leap. Where is that?
At feet.
Well, I think you need at least 15 feet to get across this.
When you leap, you can jump 5 feet. And you increase the distance horizontally. Yeah, so this is 20 foot across.
Oh, 20?
Yes, that's what it told me.
Gotcha.
I do a 27 to do a long jump.
Wait, let me get out of the way if you're trying to.
Apparently you can jump 25 feet. Good lord.
25 feet. And leap has a smaller distance, but is quicker to do. Okay. All right. So yes, with a 27, you definitely make it. You're
Do
across.
we want to try for the rest of us rope or something?
I can throw you a rope or I can catch you.
I'm
jump
less
in,
worried
princess.
about the landing and more about the launching.
I guess I throw the rope to the other side.
Knock on the door. Do we have it? Oh man. Even if we have a rope, how are we going to get a? I mean.
Yeah, you catch the
Well,
rope pretty easily.
I can at least hold it, and if you fall, I can, pull you up.
Yeah, but it's a little sketchy when there's that thing that's just licking its lips, looking at us, just waiting for a snack.
And
What did it do when I jumped?
I was just going to say that. Perfect timing.
No.
So as you were jumping, Valeros, the rest of you could see it watch intently, its whole head swivel with Valeros's leap across. And when it landed, it almost seemed dejected or something, as it kind of slumped back into the mud and then looked back at you guys expectantly.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. It's waiting for a snack to fall in. Here's an option. I'm just going to float it out there. Violence is not my first choice, obviously, but, maybe we just start shooting at it.
Yeah, but what if there's more than one? I mean, we could shoot at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Not opposed to shooting at it, but I don't. Is it the only one? Is it?
I mean, I'm down for whatever ideas people have.
Oh.
I just don't think I have anything.
You're a halfling. You're the lightest, and also very fast. I was like, what is that?
Whoa.
Can I try to open this door just slightly to see what's on the other side? Stealthily?
Oh my
Roll a
god, I hate it here so much.
roll a stealth check, please.
Tell me you want to roll a new character sheet without telling me you want to roll it.
Yay!
That's better.
Okay.
That's better.
Take a peek. You open the door. I mean, it looks decrepit and old, but you don't see anything in the immediate, like doorway vicinity. You.
Oh, he's going in. He's
No,
going
I
inside.
was just checking the other side of the door. That's it.
Goodbye, Valeros. It was nice knowing you.
Bye.
Dead forever. But yeah, you don't.
I'm looking for some a place to tie the rope at.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I would say, I mean, it's not obvious on here.
Is this
but,
a chain?
Yes, I was gonna say that there are chains that hold the bridge, but they are fashioned to. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an architect, and I never built any castles. But it's fastened to some metal contraption that is almost welded into the wall.
How sturdy is the door?
Not very sturdy. You can tell that it's old and rotten. I know what you're thinking, but if you were to tie something to the door and
Yeah, I'm
heavy
just gonna
person
hold
pulled
the rope myself.
okay, it's
I
that
mean,
or
you
you.
could probably tie it off to the things that the chains are fastened to, and that'd probably
Yes.
be pretty secure. I imagine.
Yes.
Sure. All
Those are
right,
your
I'll
two
give it a
options.
couple of ties. I'll still hold it though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Perfect. So you fasten it to the wall, to this little thing where the chain, and as you touch the chain, it's like to kind of move it out of the way and fasten this rope to into position. You like knock away a lot of like rust and just it's not the best chain, and the whole bridge kind of like shakes as you do so. But the rope is secure with both you and fastening it to the wall. You think it'll hold.
Hey, Aram. Did I ever tell
Yeah.
you about how brave our dear beloved Mary was? And he was so good at like testing plans out, and I just miss him sometimes.
That
Her.
sounds great.
So anyway, who wants to try this plan out?
I still haven't heard a plan.
But apparently, we're just either we can walk across on the rope. Valeros, are you willing to catch us if we jump?
Yeah, sure.
God,
I'm still eyeing that beast,
Turn
but
right.
yeah.
this seems like such a bad idea.
I'm
All
just
of
really
it.
wishing there was more stuff in my inventory right now because I have like no options.
I have a fish bracelet and a really nice bolt of cloth.
I've got a fancy eggshell necklace that I'm wearing, and some soap.
I
So
forgot.
you know, if you do fall in, I've
I also have soap.
You guys remember that time our adventure ended because a bridge was rickety? God.
uh,
I mean, I'm willing to give the jump thing a shot, I guess.
hey,
It's
yeah,
got
go
a
for
rope.
it. Do it. Do it.
necessarily my my forte, but if it
Um,
breaks
No,
the
you'll be
deadlock,
great. You'll be
then-
great.
And so where's the rope exactly? Is that just kind of thrown out across the bridge or what?
I mean, how do I paint this? I tied it here, and then I throw it like this.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna run and try and jump like in line with the rope.
Okay.
And if I get the slightest sense that I'm not gonna make it, then like I'm trying to grab the rope on as I go down, with the intention of immediately trying to scramble up if possible. I
Yeah.
know
How
it's probably
deep
not
is
gonna work
this?
out because there's a bad guy there waiting to devour me, and
Mhm.
that's great. I'll look at other character options.
Yeah.
How
Before you
deep
go
is this?
It's about 10 feet from the water to where you're standing, Valeros, and then the water itself, just based on how the creature is sitting in it, is maybe 4 foot deep. So if you fall in, you probably won't die immediately, but you know, might get chomped immediately.
Okay, if it's only, it doesn't look that deep. I was going to suggest that we could tie a second rope to the person going across so that we could yank them back up if they fell in the with the
Well,
whatever
that's
that is.
So
the-
now,
That's
so now
the
it's like
idea.
halfling yo-yo. Okay, cool.
That's the
I
idea.
don't mean it
The
like
side.
that.
Yeah, no, literally. The side that you guys have, you will tie it on yourself, and if you fall, I will just pull.
I'm gonna
Oh,
die.
and then you can throw it back again.
You're exactly.
Okay, we got
I'm
it.
gonna die.
I mean, we're all at least gonna get gross.
You have two options. You either come very slowly, hopefully the bridge doesn't break, or you jump.
Yeah, I was gonna do the slowly thing until the description was given that it will definitely break.
Okay, third option. You tie yourself, and I will pull very, very hard, and I will just get you
Yeah.
to the other side.
Yeah, no, I'm doing the long jump thing.
Yeah.
I'll tie myself with the rope and do the long jump thing, and
This
what could go
idea
wrong?
just came to me. We tie one end off around Valeros' waist, the other end off on Aram's waist, and you both run at the same time.
I was just gonna say, if I pull when he jumps, does he have advantage or something?
I would say I'm lowering the DC for it.
Am I clicking this athletics check that you posted, or am I doing the long jump button?
Yeah, you can press the athletics button, and then I've lowered the DC.
Don't forget
Alright.
your running start.
YOLO. Excellent. I'm up to 5.
So I lowered it to 10.
my God.
Practice rolls before that.
It's
1,
okay.
2, 5. My dice are on fire.
Do I
tonight.
roll athletics to pull him over, or?
No, so I
Okay.
lowered the DC from 15 to 10 because you were already pulling to help him. So he barely makes it. But in the
Okay.
process, the entire bridge collapses because you start running, you slip a little bit halfway into your run. And then as you jump, you definitely didn't make it. Your 1 foot crashes into the planks near the other side. And as that happens, the entire bridge just collapses. But Valeros pulls you up. And once that happens, you look back, Aram, and teeth have snapped up at you. Missing, but just barely. And then the creature slinks back into the water, eager. So there's no bridge now. But I don't know. Can I make it go away? Sometimes you can make things go away on here. Hold on.
If it's a tile, you can. If it's part of the map, I don't think you can.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, Aram just mutters something about a discussion he's planning to have with Rin and her visions later.
Yeah,
You
look.
did great. You did great.
I
Oh
did it.
wow, there is a
Yay.
collapse the bridge button.
Haha, it collapsed.
Nice.
Way to go, Foundry.
That's a
Right?
Pathfinder
yes, Willa,
thing.
that GIF. That's exactly what popped into my head.
I was laughing
two,
really hard to
five.
myself, and I was like, I don't want to disrupt the conversation.
3, sir. 3.
3.
Yeah, these Pathfinder modules, if you get them from Paizo, like they have built-in macros for stuff on the map, which is exciting.
Man,
Anyway.
why do we do anything with Wizards of the Coast
I know,
anymore?
I know, right?
Oh, we don't want to turn this into a
Oh,
a
shh,
back
Okay.
stream.
shh, shh. It's fine. Everything's good.
I mean,
Anyway,
you can do this on D&D. It's just the map. It doesn't
That
have
is
anything
true.
to do with the system.
yeah, it's true. But so you make it across the drawbridge, and it collapses behind you. So Kyra and Ezrin, what are you gonna do? You now have no map, no bridge,
bridge.
to help you.
Well, do we want to try the running thing?
Yeah, I can just pull you. You lower the difficulty.
Yeah, Ezrin, do you want to go and I'll give you like a boost?
I mean, I guess sure.
Aram's gonna yell across. Come on, Ezrin. What would Mary do?
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Ow.
God. Why is he causing problems already? Just come
I
here.
don't know how I feel about this new guy.
I don't even know, Ezrin. Okay, you got this, and I'm gonna.
All right.
Ezrin, do you have like robes or something? I'm gonna help you tie your robes up a little bit, so maybe you get across a little easier.
Okay.
You know, that's a good idea.
With the additional help, I'll drop it down to DC of 8 for the combined effort of Valeros doing a lot of the heavy lifting to get you across, and the assistance from your dear friend to make sure you don't trip as you're running. So go
Alrighty.
ahead and make an athletics. You can use the same one that I
I'm
dropped.
more
earlier.
spry than you might think.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Where was that?
It's right up. I can drop it again.
Ah, there we
maybe.
go. There we go.
Okay.
Let's go. Oh man, that was close.
I was close, but
No,
you do make it because I dropped it to
To 8.
8. So you do make
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's
Woohoo!
it's a little precarious. Your robe does catch a little bit on one of the broken, splintered woods below you, but because it's been tied up, it doesn't catch and wrap around that piece of wood. So you quietly thank Sarenrae as you make it across. And now, Kyra, your turn. What do you
I
do
throw
to
the
help?
rope again.
Yep.
Okay.
And she catches it.
I'm gonna kind of back up 1 or 2 steps and like take a run and leap. Oh, there
Let's
goes.
go.
Perfect. So you make it across right into Valeros, who catches you and helps steady you on the other side. And you guys made it. Your first major issue.
Good job, guys. Good job.
As as you guys all make it across, your reptilian friend slurks back into the water and moves back towards where Ezrin, you saw that strange corpse, and it moves to almost like it's guarding that thing.
Don't worry, little guy. We still have to get out of here. We'll be back.
I'll pick up my rope.
Yep, you pick it up, you detach it from the wall, so you still have it.
Man, it's not much cleaner over here, but less cobweb, so that's nice, I suppose.
So
Is
as
that
you
like... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
as-
I'll let you
I was
describe.
gonna say, as you guys enter this room, there are piles of rotting timbers and loose stones everywhere. This is a large, you can see L-shaped hallway with moss and vines, and it's definitely centuries old. There are doors that kind of lead out to all sides, but most of them are either barely holding on or have piles of rubble in front of them. There is a pile of debris right here that's kind of blocking this doorway you see to your right. Some of these other doors, I think the rest are pretty much open that you can see from this point of view. Not open, but are not covered in debris. You do see like a pile of debris here, and just a note that the debris will be like harder to move through as you're trying to like step over chunks of rock and wood and maintain your balance. But yeah, what else is there in this room? Okay. While you're in here, as you guys get to about the point where Valeros is, you guys can hear and see 3 creatures surrounding what looks to be a giant maggot, all right in this little area. And they seem
They're
to
so
be
cute, but not.
they seem to be almost like prodding it or trying to aggravate it to some extent. Maybe they're training it. You're not entirely sure. But they are very much engaged with this, what looks to be ginormous, 3-foot long maggot in front of them. They
Hey
don't.
there, little friends.
No, Shazman!
We did
Oh
not.
my god!
Oh, you all are so rude.
As you say that, at first they didn't notice you, but as you say, "Hi there, little friends," all 3 heads poke up and turn towards you, and they screech, and then immediately they point to you and start yelling. What languages do you know? Any?
I know Draconic, Dwarven, Halfling, Sarkroth, and Verige. Another one.
Aha. That doesn't help you. I don't know any of those either, though. Hopefully this is all up to date, because I don't know if they changed. I just realized they might have changed all the languages when they remastered. Does anybody know if they changed?
I know that they changed some. Hold on, they have a sheet about this. Where is it? I thought they had a remaster doc.
Yeah.
Do they speak like a language that's in D&D?
Yes.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. I think I found it. I think it is Sakroth, but it was Undercommon. Does anybody speak Sakroth?
I think that was one of the ones I said. Hold on, let me pull my sheet
Yeah.
back up.
Apparently,
again.
I don't speak any languages.
Yeah.
Because I didn't put them on my sheet.
Remastered
I also
Sag-
realized
changes.
I only have
Sagroth.
common.
Oh, someone says there is a compendium for it called Remaster Changes. Remaster.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I
Got
know it's
it.
in there.
Here it is.
Oh yeah, remaster changes. I see it.
Yeah.
And languages.
Yep,
So you said
Sakroth.
Undercommon? Yeah, Undercommon's the one that. Yeah, this Sagkroth is the language I know.
Great. It says the little creature then yells and says, "Get them forward!" And is like yelling at the weird looking worm maggot thing.
When I hear them speaking a language I know in their language, I'll be like, "We're friends. We're friends. That's why we didn't, shoot you."
Yeah, they don't care. So
knocked?
we're
Did you
rolling
hear us
for
knock?
initiative.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, but it is almost 11. I know that we're all really
That's a one.
rusty with combat, so maybe we roll initiative and then stop here. And then we have ample time to review combat before we fight next time. Does that sound like a
Sounds good.
plan?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, I would like to use Scout's Warning then if we're going to be rolling initiative.
I'm back.
It allows me to give my allies a +1 circumstance bonus to their initiative rolls, assuming that our initiative roll is going to be perception or survival based.
It would be perception based, so yes. So everybody adds
how
a
do I add that?
+1. That's a good question.
You said perception base?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's perception or survival.
Isn't there a
check
way
based.
I can change it? Yeah.
How do I make it
Up-
perception? There it is.
Update.
Trying to
So
find the button
instead
I
of
actually wrote.
24 for Kyra, you said +1, right?
Yep.
So 25.
Plus 1.
Yeah. Ezrin, did you
Cool.
add it
Oh,
to yours
that's
already or not?
Type is required. What do you mean type?
It's a situation bonus. I think.
Situation. There it is.
Oop.
Add modifier. There we go. Now I roll. Boop. That's me.
Oh, that's cool. Someone says there's a module called Polyglot that when activated, I can like select the language and then anything I type in the chat will come out as strange runes and only people who understand it can read it. And that sounds really cool. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm writing it down.
Cool.
Mine's not letting me add the 1. Not that it matters because I'm back to rolling ones again.
That's
Hey,
okay.
I rolled a 1 with you. Like we're right
can-
there with
The,
each other.
the way I added it is I click on the plus number on my initiative, and then I put +1. I named it bonus, and on the type I did
Oh, yeah.
status,
I
and
see
then I
that.
click the add modifier, and I just added it on the top.
I just edited it so once you rolled, I could just go in and edit. But yeah, so that's where we'll pick up next time. Thanks for joining. We won't wait. Yeah, sorry. Well, I feel like it'll take longer than 15 minutes to get through an encounter since we're all really rusty. And this will give us ample time to review. So be prepared to fight next time. It's a good cliffhanger anyway. And
see you guys in July.
Yeah, no, not July. But yeah, we won't wait 2 months to come back. As long.
See you next year.
That's what we said last time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. So thanks for joining us. And thank you for some of the people who have been helping us in chat as we struggle our way through Pathfinder together. And we will see you next month on the second Monday of the month. All right.
Willett and G King can be there to help us with these rules.
Please, hopefully.